Let's get started with our lab program 24, and in this lab program we are going to write a program for matrix addition. First, what we will do is we will understand the mathematical way of adding two matrices, and after that we will try to understand how to write the program for that mathematical calculation. So what I have done is I have taken three matrices, matrix A, B and sum. The matrix A and B, whatever the values that are there in A and B will get added, and the resultant of that addition will be stored in the sum matrix. So if you recap the concepts of matrix addition, what is the very important rule that we need to follow? Both the elements, both the matrices must have same number of rows and same number of columns. So whatever the matrices that are participating in the matrix addition, both the matrices must have same number of rows and same number of columns, and also the resultant matrix must have the same number of rows and same number of columns. Here, what are the sizes of all these matrices? All the three matrices is 2 by 3 matrices. We are having 2 rows and 3 columns. So how the addition is done? Element wise addition is done. So what does that mean is the element in a position of a matrix is added with the element in the same position of another matrix, and the result of that addition, that summation, will be stored in the same position of the resultant matrix. So here 0 0 position value from A is taken, and 0 0 value so 0 0, the value in the 0 0 position will be taken from matrix B. Both of them will get added. So in our case it is 2 plus 1. So both of them will get added, and the resultant will get stored in that exact position of the resultant matrix. Means in the 0 0 position, so 0 row and 0 column position of the resultant matrix. In that position, the resultant of the summation will get stored. So this is how the logic for that summation has to be written. So we will understand that also. First, see the summation. 2 plus 1 will get 3 will get stored in this matrix, and similarly 3 plus 2 will get stored at the 5 will get stored here, and 4 plus 3 will get the summation 7 will get stored here in this place, and 5 plus 4, which is 9, will get stored in this position, the same position. 6 plus 5, which is 11, will get stored here, and 7 plus 6, the summation will get stored in this exact position of the resultant matrix. Now, how to implement this concept? So to implement this concept programmatically, we need 4 nested loops. Why we need 4 nested loops? So that we will try to understand. The first nested loop is to assign the values onto the matrix A. We have seen how to assign the values into the matrices in our previous class. So there we have assigned. So we have used a nested loop by using which we can assign the values onto a 2-dimensional array. So here A of 2 by 3. So this is the array, and we can, by using these nested loops, we can assign the values into array A, means matrix A. And how to assign? So the second nested loop is to assign the values onto the matrix B, 2-dimensional array B. And the third very important part is the logical part. Here the summation is done. So this is what we are going to understand now. So how this summation is done? So here we are having two variables I and j. I is used for the external loop, and j is used for the internal loop. So they are going to control the rows and columns. So the the external loop is going to control the number of rows in the matrix, and the internal loop, internal for loop, the j is used to control the columns in a matrix. So every time, so let's get started with our iterations. Here initially the value of I is equal to 0 and the value of j is equal to 0. So whenever we come into this I loop, the external loop, so how many times will this internal loop will get iterate? This will get iterated for 3 times, 0, 1, 2. So j less than 3 means 0, 1, 2. So these are the number of columns. So every time what we are going to do? So here sum of I comma j, which is 0 comma 0. because initially the value of I is equal to 0, and in this iteration the value of j is 0, and every time what we are going to do is a of 0 comma 0 will be added. What is a of 0 comma 0? So let's take that array. So here is the array. A of 0 comma 0 is let's take this. Okay, so a of 0 comma 0 is 2, and that value will get added with b of 0 comma 0. So b of 0 comma 0 is 1. So what is the summation? It is 3, and where it will get stored? It will get stored in sum of 0 comma 0. So this is the position where the 3 will get stored. Okay, I think you'll be able to understand this. Okay, now what about the second iteration? In the second iteration of the internal loop, so this loop, the value of j will become 1. Now what is that value of I? It is 0, and the value of j is 1. Now what happens? So here it is 0 comma 1. Okay, so now 0 comma 1, and this also the value of j is also 1. So a of 0 comma 1. So what is the value in a of 0 comma 1? So the value in a of 0 comma 1 is 3. So that value will get added with b of 0 comma 1. b of 0 comma 1 is having a value of 2. 3 plus 2 is going to get a summation of 5. Where it will get stored? It will get stored in sum of 0 comma 1. Sum of 0 comma 1 is, this is the position where the element, so the summation value will get stored, which is 5. In the next iteration of the internal loop, where the value of j will become 2 and the value of I still remains 0. Okay, so now how the iteration will be done? So in this iteration, how the values will get changed? So a of 0 comma 2, a of 0 comma 2 is 4, and b of 0 comma 2, 0 2, which is having a value of 3, 4 plus 3. So here 4 plus 3 is done, the summation value is 7, and it will get stored in the position sum of 0 2. Means in this position the 7 will get stored, and now the value of j will get incremented. Now it will become 3. So here what is the condition I have written? It is 3 less than 3. Is it true? No, it is not true. So we are going to come out of this for loop, and now the value of I will get incremented. The value of I will become 1. Now what happens? Now we are starting with the second row of the matrices. So here the value of I has been made 1, and now the j will iterate again. Now what is the initial value of j? In this new iteration, the initial value of j is 0. Now how the summation is done? A of 1 comma 2 means 1 plus 0. A of the value of I is 1 and the value of j is 0. So a of 1 0. So a of 1 0, here the value is 5. Now 5 will get added with b of 1 0, which is 4. 5 plus 4, we are going to get a value of 9, and this value 9 will get stored in sum of 1 0. So sum of 1 0 means, so this is the position, 1 0 means this is the position where the 9 will get stored. Now in the second iteration, the value of j now will become 1. So here it is 1 comma 1. So the same thing, 6. A of 1 comma 1 is 6. B of 1 comma 1 is 5. So the summation 6 plus 5 is 11, and this is the position where the 11 will get stored. Similarly, for the third value, the iteration will be done. So here the value of j will become 2. Now the summation is done on a of 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 2 is 7, and b of 1 comma 2 is 6. 7 plus 6, which is 13, it will get stored in this position. So this is how the summation is done. And the fourth nested loop is to display the sum of 2 comma 3. The final sum some array will get displayed in the fourth nested loop. So let's see the program for this. So this is the program that I have written. So here I have taken a two-dimensional array A of 2, 3 and another two-dimensional array B of 2, 3 and the third one is sum of 2, 3. So the first nested loop is to store the values into array A and the second nested loop is to store the values into array B. So B array. So I think no need to explain all this. We have explained this in our previous classes. So in our previous class we have seen how to assign the values into array, and this is the matrix addition logic. So here the summation will be done, and the fourth matrix is to store the values into, so to display the elements of the array. Okay, so this is how the elements will get, resultant matrix will get displayed. So let's see the output. So how the things will get executed, that we will see. Enter the values, enter the elements of matrix A. So I am taking the same elements 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So here immediately we are getting the prompt, enter elements for matrix B. So how to, what are the elements? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all the elements were provided, and the final resultant matrix is going to produce, this is the matrix that we are going to produce. So are we getting the same one? So here it is 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So let's check that. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So this is how matrix addition can be done by using two-dimensional arrays. So that's it for this video. In the next class, we will see the similar kind of example, but here we are going to understand, we are going to write a program for, in the next lab, we are going to write a program for matrix multiplication. So that's it for this video. See you in the next class.